Mm-hmm.
And with that being said, I'm going to step out of the way. I'm going to start the recording, and I'll turn this over to
Recording
Jen.
in progress.
Great. Thank you, Bill. I'm so excited to be here today. And hello, Score Austin. Thanks for having me. My name is Jam, and I'm very excited to talk about AI today. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen and get this presentation started. Um, just a little comment, everybody is in a different stage of where they're at with AI. And so this presentation is going to cover a lot, and it's going to be a lot of high level AI, but it's going to get you excited and it's going to give you a good place to start. So just a quick overview. We're going to learn a little bit about what AI is. We're not going to dive into the technical aspects, but just understand what it is and how, as small business owners, how we can use it. I'm going to dive into some of the available tools out there that I call LLMs and chatbots. We're going to look at some third-party tools that are really interesting. And then we're going to work together and actually go through an exercise where we're creating a business together in about 45 minutes. So that's the agenda today, and I'm going to keep about 15 minutes for questions at the end. So my real name is Robyn Anderson, and I've been in the marketing, sales, and agency world for the past 20 years. My nickname is Jam because I have this weird thing where I can remember lyrics to every song I hear. And so my nickname became Jam about 15 years ago, and I just leaned into it. So to all the kids, I'm Mama Jam, and nobody calls me Robyn anymore. So I started Jam AI about 3 years ago, and my initial goal was to do sales and marketing training for small businesses. I had just gone through the Northwestern Kellogg sales executive training, and what I took from that is that there's a lot of great tried and true sales strategies out there, but they didn't really have the technology behind them to back it up. So I initially started Jam AI to do this training. Well, right when I was launching was about the time when OpenAI released ChatGPT to the public, and I just saw all these other tools coming out. And for me, I was so excited I couldn't sleep. I was up all night just trying to figure out how I could use these tools in my sales and marketing training. And what was available to me at that time was ChatGPT, obviously, and then some tools that I thought were really cool 18 months ago even, and now are super outdated. So we all know AI is changing day to day. There's new stuff out all the time. This just gives you a good idea of like the mess that's out there. If you are going out there and you're like, okay, I need to find an AI for video, I guarantee you're going to lose hours of your life and a lot of money signing up for free trials that aren't necessarily free. So what we do at Jam AI is we take all of this and we really condense what is working, what is affordable, and what's free. And then we've created a training called the AI Club Society where we help small business owners use AI to power up their sales and marketing strategies. And a lot of these tools are tools that we love, but I like to show this because I have a full-time AI company, and so we have time to go through and try all of these and report back. As a small business owner, I've met people who really have spent thousands of dollars trying all of these out and just realized that they wasted a lot of time because they get in too deep. So again, everybody's at a different stage of AI in their marketing journey, their sales journey, but I just want to remind everybody who's a little bit nervous about AI coming into our lives so fast that it's actually not new. So if you've been using Netflix or social media, or if you drive a smart car, if you have an Alexa or I have to whisper Siri on your watch, you're using AI already. It's been in our world and it's a part of our society. I don't like to say that there's these like AI is coming, you're gonna lose your job. That's not true. But AI is coming, and for those that embrace it, you're going to get ahead. So just learn as much as you can because it's really, really here to help you and not take over what you're doing. Just a quick, what is AI? There's a lot of different types of AI, and those examples I just showed you and how we're already using it. They use a lot of different types of AI. If you want to get into the specifics of each type, I suggest you go to ChatGPT and ask about it. What I want you to take away today is that AI is when computers can make decisions on their own without being programmed to do a specific thing. So our chatbots that we're using, like Gemini and Claude and ChatGPT, those are using transmitters that are able to think and work as if you're having a conversation with a human. So it's actually taking all of the data that's within it and making decisions based off of that training rather than being programmed to do one thing. So that's the big difference. I want to spend some time on this aspect. So these are the tools and chatbots that we love. There's a lot of others that we love. We're not paid to talk about any of these. If you want to learn more about each one or click in and follow along, this QR code will take you to our resource page where there's a link to each one of these. But when I say chatbot, what I'm talking about is ChatGPT. We have a custom one, Gemini, Claude. Those are the ones that you're able to go in and have these conversations with and create content with. And then the other ones that you're seeing here are some third-party tools. And we're actually going to dive into each one of these today and kind of learn a little bit more about each one. But there's a lot of differences in each of these, and you'll see, like, I bet a lot of you are familiar with Canva. Canva is a tool that I think every small business owner should have access to. It's a design platform, and it's incredibly easy to use, and they've introduced some really great AI capabilities as well. So you can literally type in the type of image you're looking for, and if they don't have it, it'll create it for you now. This is a company called Anthropic, and it's powering a lot of AI tools out there, but its big chatbot is called Claude. And Claude is known to be trained on human-like ethics. And so if you're trying to create maybe like an HR document, or you're trying to maybe get around your own blind spots as a business owner, it's a really great tool to help you think and feel outside of your own box. Gemini is Google's chatbot, and so this is a great one. It's integrated with the Google Suite, and so if you are a Google Suite user, Gemini is really great. It's a little bit better of a AI search than a content writer, in my opinion. So if you're going to be writing long format content, I would definitely use ChatGPT or Claude. Gemini is more for, I have a client who's in aesthetics, and one of the things he likes to do is research people who use a specific type of laser therapy. And so we use Gemini for prospecting for him, and it really is a great tool for that, and it does a better job at finding specific types of offices, their locations, and information about them, rather than ChatGPT, where I would go and ask it to create content for my website or newsletters or emails, things like that. This is Perplexity. It's an AI search, and I like this because if you are not familiar with Google and how it works on the back end, when you're searching, the results that come up are oftentimes paid for. Well, they are paid for. So you're not necessarily getting the best answer for what you're searching for. You're getting the answer that has been paid for by keywords that you're searching, and also things like the algorithm has like your location, what other search items you had before. But Perplexity is pure, non-paid for. You can even find and cite websites and sources that you'd like to search. So for instance, I have a client who they have a giant email newsletter all about health and fitness, and they like to reference studies and experiments on specific supplements done at hospitals. And so they use Perplexity to search for scholarly type articles. You could also search just things on Reddit. So it's a really interesting way to get information in front of you that's not, paid to play. This is make.com, and it's a way to actually create automations. And so, for instance, we have one automation where it takes an RSS feed, which scours the whole entire internet for blogs about AI and small business. That then feeds into my ChatGPT API, and then it reads that. And then I have it going to another ChatGPT API where it writes a LinkedIn post in my style, and then it's connected to my LinkedIn and it'll post it for me. So this is where you can actually create automations with no code. The only thing you'd have to do is connect your API keys, which is pretty simple. So that's something that we cover. I'll show you an example of that today as well. And this is Fathom AI. So if any of you are out doing Zoom calls, or I should say doing Zoom calls, you know that you have to take a lot of notes, and then if you're like me, you're kind of rushing off to the next thing. So Fathom AI is great. There's also a couple other tools out there that are similar, like Otter AI, and they'll actually record your Zoom conversation, and it will do things like follow-up notes. It will create an agenda for your next meeting. I like to take my entire transcript and I upload it into ChatGPT, and then I can ask questions about what happened in that meeting. So if I forget maybe a due date or maybe something that we were talking about in the future, I could just ask my AI what it said and go from there. All right, we're almost through this. This is a lot, I know. Stick with me, and then we'll have a fresh slide to look at. So this is called Hey Jen, and it's a video creating tool, and I'm going to show you how to use it in just a few minutes. Midjourney is my favorite AI art creating tool. There's a lot out there. I think Midjourney is just the best one. So happy to show you that today as well. Pi is your AI therapist, brainstorming partner. I use Pi every day. It's programmed a little bit differently than these other chatbots, and I'm going to show you this, but it has ideas for you to communicate with it. It also has voices that you can assign to it and an app on your phone, so you can just communicate with it as if you're talking to someone, which I like because I'm in front of a computer so often. It's nice to be able to leave and still get some work done. And then finally, 11 Labs is an AI voice tool, and I use it in a lot of different ways. I have a client that created an entire podcast with 11 Labs, and it sounds very real. In fact, he sent me an episode, and it was just all this information about how he's, one of the greatest musicians that ever lived. And I was like, oh my gosh, I didn't know any of this about you. So he tricked me. It was a fake podcast that he created about himself being this musical genius, which I thought was pretty funny. So you could use it for a podcast. I also use it in my Hey Jen videos, so you can actually create a voice. My son likes to create songs a lot, and so we will sing his song and then upload it into 11 Labs, and we can actually apply a different voice to what we just said. So it's a cool way to create music or voiceovers for video, or just kind of mess around with it. Okay, so those are some of the tools we're gonna dive in a little deeper with today. But first, I want to just talk about prompting. And again, I know we're all at different levels in our AI journey, but I think it's important to talk about prompting. In our AI Club Society, we actually have a 12-part prompting course because it's so important. So prompting is just how you talk with your chatbot. So whether it's ChatGPT or Gemini or Pi, the way you talk to it will determine how it reacts and what sort of results you'll get. I've had a lot of people come up to me after they learn what I do, and they'll say, oh, I tried AI, but it's garbage, it doesn't work. And I'm like, well, how did you ask it to work? So imagine you have an intern and it's their first day and they know nothing about your business, they know nothing about you, and you just tell them, hey, go write a blog post. They're gonna have a lot of questions. So this is the same thing. You have to educate your AI and give it a good prompt. And so this is an example of a good prompt. And if you take one thing away from today, I want it to be this act as prompt. And so when you go into ChatGPT, say act as a, and then fill in the blank. So in this instance, I want it to write a blog, but it could be act as a personal trainer, act as a lawyer, act as a chef, act as a marketing director. And then you can play around with 20, 30 years experience. So that's what it is. You're naming it, you're giving it an identity, right? So act as this. And then you're going to tell it to do what you want it to do. So I want you to review my website, and I want you to write a blog post about my AI Club Society. So that's very specific, but I'm gonna make it even more specific by saying, make it 500 words or less. And then this is fun too. You can give it a celebrity feel, or if you don't wanna go into the celebrity thing, you could say, make it 60% professional and 40% funny. So this is an example of a good prompt, and you could play with it. One of the things I like to tell people too is never take its first response. So put this in and then play with it until it sounds more like you. For those of you who have been doing this type of content creation for a long time, you know that just writing a blog and having it approved and publishing it on your website, that used to take a few days, sometimes a week, depending on what type of business you're in. So sometimes I'm like, yeah, you're not going to get it right away. You have to do some iterations. And I just like to think back and say, okay, we can spend 10 minutes on this because we used to spend, weeks. So be patient. I also want to talk to you about something really important that we teach everybody. So as I said before, your intern, your chatbot, kind of the same, except for that now we can train our chatbots a lot easier than we could train our interns. So this is a QR code that takes you to my training document, and this is something that if you're in our club, if you're in our boot camps, we start with this. So you take this document, and it's a lot of information that you need to fill out about your business. And so what type of business are you running? What are your products like? Who's your customer? What are they like? Where are they on the internet? Like, how could you find your customer? What are you known for? All of these really great questions to help you kind of, for me, when I first filled this out, I learned a lot about my own business. I have a few different businesses that I work within. So this was a great exercise to really identify, what we stand for, what we believe in, our products, our pricing. And so fill this out. And then when you go and you start asking ChatGPT or whatever else, Claude, whatever chatbot you're using to write an email newsletter or write a blog, then you upload this document with your prompt as an attachment, and the answer you'll get back is going to be completely incredible. It's going to be like your intern turned into an employee with 15 years experience in exactly what you're doing. So let's have some fun and create a business. So here's a little to-do list that I'd like to do. I don't know, we have enough time, maybe 40 minutes we'll try to get through this. So I like to do this because there's all these tools out there, and I think a cool thing that we do in the AI Club Society is like tell you how to use them. So I like to do this in this presentation because it shows you how you can take all these tools and actually apply them to your business. So I know many of you already have your business up and running, but you'll see how you can apply this and try these tools out for your own company. So the first thing we used to do, right, is we'd brainstorm and figure out what's our business name, maybe make a checklist of what you have to do to start a business in your state. And so now we have AI to kind of help us brainstorm all of that. What I like to do is use Pi for my brainstorming, and then I would use ChatGPT for my actual consulting in a couple of different ways. So here's the inside of Pi.ai. And so I'm just saying I want to create a business that is a food truck that sells like organic sodas. So it's saying it loves it. Sorry, it's going a little bit fast. It said it loves it. It gave me some ideas of names. I said Fizz on the Road, and then it offered to write a song for me. So of course we have a Fizz on the Road to the tune of Willie Nelson and there. So just in that few minutes, we were able to identify a name for our business that we liked, came up with a jingle, because you need that right away, right? It's very important. So the next thing I would do is do one of those act as prompts. And so in ChatGPT, I would say act as a business consultant with 20 years experience in creating business plans. Our business idea is Fizz on the Road, where we sell organic soda throughout Colorado on a food truck. Create a mission and vision statement, product outline, and go-to-market strategy. So that's what I did for this initial example. I would like to say that there's websites like score.org that have amazing libraries of documents that are available to us for free. And so another way to do this would be to go to Score and download the business plan template. And then I would upload it with this little paper clip as well as this blurb. And then it would fill out that business plan document from Score. So it gives it a little bit more structure when you add some sort of attachment to it. So we need to get our website up and going, right? And part of that is doing headshots and about us and figuring out what sort of bio we want to have. We have to promote ourselves and our business. So we used to have to go and pay hundreds of dollars for, sometimes thousands of dollars for a professional photographer. Here's just a few of the AI headshot apps out there. Here's some that I did. They made me look like I'm 22, which I have a problem with because I didn't ask it to. But there is something called Remini, and all you do is you upload 8 photos of yourself, and then you can push a button and it'll create, either this one was like a modeling shoot or LinkedIn photos. This has a free trial, so I always like to talk about this one. And it also has like an enhance feature. So if you want to upload your own photos, it'll just make them look better. But it does do weird things sometimes. Like you can see that that's a different leg. Sometimes you have an extra hand. So just keep an eye out for that. Okay, so we also need a video. We need something to promote our Fizz on the Road, right? So you used to have to hire a production company or a camera operator or something, and that does cost thousands of dollars. The first thing I want to do is ask ChatGPT to write a script, and I'm going to say specifically to create a talking head script for Fizz on the Road. And just for this example, I said use the tone of Adam Sandler because he's always funny. So looks like it, came up with a pretty funny script here. It's going to be good enough. I like to use Hey Jen, as we talked about earlier. And all you do is you go in and you can select a template, or you could upload a PDF or ask it to create a script based on a topic. So they have all of these different templates that you can use. I'm just going to grab his for today. You can see I have my own avatar in there as well. You're able to recreate yourself. I use ours for social media and things like that. So you can also integrate your voice with 11 Labs like I talked about, and they have a full library of voices as well. So I'm gonna submit it and then let's see what it sounds like here.
Hey, what's up, Colorado? It's your boy, Fizz on the Road, coming at you with the best organic soda you've ever tasted. We got flavors like lavender lemon, yeah, that's a thing, and hibiscus berry. Oh, it's like a party in your mouth. So stop by the truck, grab a soda, and let's get fizzy, baby. Come on, it's great stuff. See you on the road.
So this is one of those things that you can tell it's AI, especially when he does that laugh. Also, there's like 2 microphones here, which is an AI thing. But if you think about where this was as far as AI video generation, even 6 months ago, this is one of the fastest moving aspects in AI, and it's really interesting to see how you can make it realistic. A way to get around some of the AI traits that you see is by using your own avatar, and also by, instead of typing in the script, actually saying the script and then changing the voice. So there's a lot of different ways to create AI videos realistically. And then for video editing, there's a lot of tools out there, but honestly, I suggest Canva. It's really easy to use. You can take out your background. You can really be pretty professional in your video editing without much skill needed. Social media is another one where you can spend so much time. Yesterday I had an in-person event, and everyone raised their hand and said, social media is one of their most time-consuming activities. This is our platform that has all of our AI assistants in here. And so I'm just going to ask it to create 10 hooks for Fizz on the Road. Having AI assistants is a great way to get information from a chatbot that's specifically programmed to do one thing. And so, for instance, this TikTok hook creator is trained on best practices within TikTok. It's trained on the 100 viral hooks PDF that is out on Etsy floating around. So it has a bunch of other training within it. So basically it gave me those hooks, and right now I'm just going to paste them into a general document, and I'm going to save it as a CSV and go ahead and download it. And then from there we go to Canva, and all you do is you find a template that you like, you find this thing called bulk create, and you hit upload data. You can hit apply. So this is all of the content that our AI assistant created, and you hit apply, and it creates 19 of these for you within just a minute. And so this is a great way to create a lot of content at once. I always suggest to my small business owners, put it on your calendar, take 2 hours once a month, whether it's all at once or maybe an hour every weekend, and literally just make this stuff and schedule it. There's a ton of different great scheduling tools out there like Hootsuite. There's so many. So go ahead and take a look and see if this is something you can do. There's free versions of Canva. There's also paid versions. It's definitely a great tool for everybody to have. Hire a web development team. Use AI instead. I actually like to do this one live, so I want to make sure you all can still see my screen. But I want to go ahead and just take a look at how we could do that from a durable AI standpoint. Here we go. So this is an AI builder, and I'm gonna just do it as if I'm you guys. So I'm gonna hit generate your website. I'm gonna say it's a food truck website. Sure, it knows where I am. Fizz on the road. And then it'll ask me for my information. Oh, it's actually just creating my website without my information. So this is a really great way to create at least, oh, it is asking for my info. Just do a quick sign up with Google, and then it'll take you right back. Hold on. I don't know why it's making me do that again. Try it one more time. But anyways, it does create your entire website. And, whoops, sorry about that. This is why I don't do things live all the time. It does create your entire website once you're logged in, and you're able to just kind of change the content. I actually owned a web development company for about 10 years, and it's crazy to me just how quickly it can create at least a wireframe for you to work from. So it's not going to create a perfect website that you can just hit launch from, but it is going to create a really great wireframe. It uses AI to create all the content. But in our AI Club Bootcamp, we teach people to use Squarespace and to use Claude.ai to create the content within. I did want to talk a little bit about creating imagery for your website and show you how to use Midjourney. So this is Midjourney, and it's actually inside discord.com. And all you do is you go ahead and you do \imagine, and then you can enter your prompt. So again, it's really important to understand how to prompt for Midjourney specifically. You can do a lot of, you can see some of my past ones, but you could do a lot of different things like high definition, low angle perspective, kind of showing what type of camera to use as well. And you can see it creates some pretty realistic imagery. So I'm gonna say, create a vector logo for Fizz on the Road, which is an organic soda food truck. And then I'm gonna write v.6 because that's their most up-to-date version right now. So how Midjourney works is basically there's two transmitters inside Midjourney. One is going out and searching the web, so you can see it's telling me how much it's done so far. And it's finding all of these types of images that relate to your prompt. And it's sending it to the other transmitter that's actually creating images from it. And they're actually bouncing back and forth millions of times before you actually start getting your logo. So here's kind of like a V1 of what it's creating. Again, it's a great start, and it's a great way to kind of create the vision board for you or your client. So if you want to create a lot of different options, you could play with different colors. I do want to show you guys as well. I'm just going to check and see if there's any messages I need to see. Cool. Nothing blowing up. Okay. So I want to go back to ChatGPT and show you guys something important. So for those of you who haven't been inside of ChatGPT before, because I know there's a couple, this is what it looks like. And basically you just type in your message here. You can attach a file, again, that setup document that I talk about to how to train your chatbot. This is where you would upload it with your prompt. I want to talk about GPTs though. So GPTs are now available in the free version. And basically GPTs are a lot like an app store for Apple. So these are ways to extend ChatGPT's features and functionality. And you can see they're created by other companies. You could click in and do, writing GPTs. So this is a innovative partner for your ad copywriting. And again, these are just like the AI assistants I talked about, where you can use them to do specific things. So these are all, if you just dumb it down, these are all chatbots that are programmed to be good at one specific thing. So this one's a coloring book idea that can turn into coloring book pages. I want to go ahead and type in Midjourney because, as I mentioned before, Midjourney is pretty interesting in how you create prompts for it. So let's see if this will pop up. There we go. So there's all these Midjourney GPTs. And so what I like to do is just see how many people have used them, and then I'll go ahead and use that. So this one has over 800,000 uses. So you just explain in here what you want. So I'm gonna say, I want a 3D bright orange and yellow logo for my food truck that sells organic soda. And so I gave it a little bit of detail, but this is actually a prompt creation GPT. And so it's going to give me specifics for Midjourney specifically. So you can see that it adds in things that I wouldn't know how to do. So the logo has a glossy, bubbly texture that mimics the fizz of soda. Actually, I'm gonna toss this in and then come back and read these just because they take a minute. So I'm gonna go ahead and do / imagine, throw it in. So while that's developing, let's look. So the aspect ratio it's giving me is like a good logo size. It's using that latest version, V6. But it's giving me things that I wouldn't think about doing in my own prompt. So light reflections that highlight the effervescence of soda. Like, it's almost like poetry when you look at these prompts for Midjourney. So I'm gonna grab that one too because I think it's interesting. And we'll go back, add that one. So you can do a couple at a time. But I mean, this is cool. It doesn't say what I want it to say, but again, everything can be iterated on. It's a process, and you can continue to make it even cooler. In fact, I didn't say what the name was in this. So just quickly explaining how this works. So you'll see it says U1, U2, U2, U3, U4, and then the same V1, V2, V3, V4. So say I really liked one of these, the U means upscale. So it'll actually create a high res photo of that one specifically. And it goes 1, 2, 3, 4. And then the V means variations. So say I really like this one, but I want to change it. And say, so I'm going to say a 3D logo for a food truck called Fizz on the Road. And I'll submit it. So it's going to take that same style of this one that I liked, and it's going to create different versions. So here's the other one that I liked, the highlight the effervescence of the soda type logo. So this is so fun. You could sit inside Midjourney all day. I have before. My entire website of TJam AI is created with entirely Midjourney images. Just a quick note on that too. So there's a lot of talk about, can you copyright images from Midjourney? Is it stealing? Because a lot of times when I said the two transformers are working together to create the image, well, what it's doing is it's looking at other images out in the world that are similar to your prompt. And you can even call in specific artists. So like oftentimes it'll call in an artist, Austin Ross, and create imagery based on his style. It's obviously it comes down to how you feel about it. And then it also comes down to your state. And so it's a state by state copyright issue at this point. In Colorado, you can copyright your Midjourney images. I'm not sure about, Texas at this point or other states, but it is something to look into before you publish. I showed you a little bit of our AI assistants, but they're very similar to the GPTs, except for that we've trained all of ours for small business owners specifically. And most of these are actually trained on things from score.org and some other SMB resources. So this is just something I want to give you all today. It's 100 AI prompts for business owners, and it's a free download that you'll get. It's got some really great things in there as far as prompts for small business owners in sales and marketing specifically. And it's also just a great practice tool if you're new to kind of learn how to prompt, and definitely would love for you guys to take these and try them with your setup document after you create that as well. I'm going to take a quick breather and see if there's any questions that we could get to this morning here.
I don't see anything in Q&A. I think there are a few things in chat that may warrant an answer.
Yeah, let's see here. Oh, I see somebody asking for a website for the 100 prompts. There is. I know QR codes can be annoying these days. There's downloads in here. I'll put the link in. Okay. How do you like Adobe Express versus Canva? I see from Anna. I actually love Adobe products. I prefer Adobe products. The reason I talk about Canva more is that my clients seem to find it a lot easier to use. So that's why I talk about Canva, but Adobe Express is great, and their AI image generation tools are really awesome, and I use them quite often. All right, when you sit down to work, how do you decide which tools to use, particularly when you are stacking tools? That's a great question, and definitely that comes with experience and just kind of education on what's out there. And also you have to be open to trying new tools all the time, which is hard for a lot of us to try new things. So in our AI Club Society, we talk about which stacks we like to use, and we all share what we're using. And then we also introduce new things bi-weekly because, if it's not a new tool, like ChatGPT just came out with a new update last week, I believe it was, with the Canvas. And so we're always just trying to stay on top of it and educate each other about what's new and what's out there. Somebody said, do you have to pay to use Midjourney? Yes, you do. They used to have a free version and now they don't. However, it's only $10, and I feel like that is a pretty good price for the amount of imagery you can create from somebody who has paid a lot in stock video and stock imagery. I feel like it's a good price. see somebody wants my QR code again. Let me share that for you.
Looks like Winston has raised his hand to ask a question. Go ahead and ask him to unmute and talk.
Yeah, go ahead, Winston. If you're able to. There he is.
I think you're muted. Yeah, there you go.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Yeah, now
Yes.
I can.
Okay. Sorry, I got to the meeting late. So this is will we get this recording?
Yes.
Okay, that's good. So my question is, right now I'm trying to do a website
Okay.
and I have a really horrible time. So I tried to hire a company and they're giving me a horrible time. They do the logos and everything, and I was trying to see, um, is this something, was there something in here that can help me develop this site? I'm trying to be, it needs to be very strong because I'm going to be selling online and I'm planning on selling through Amazon as well.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm really stuck here.
Yeah.
I've asked for a mentor to get with me, and the website company is pressuring me right now to try to because I've already given them half the money. So my mentor is supposed to get with me soon.
Yeah.
To try to help me solve this problem. So I was just wondering, since he hasn't, what can I do, to try to build this thing myself, or what, like they did the logo, and now I'm seeing that you got logos for free,
Yeah.
and stuff like that. I'm thinking some of the stuff I could have done myself, but and I've got the paid version.
Yeah. Winston, this is like such a common question, and it's hard because every business owner now needs a website, and it sounds like you're doing e-commerce, which is even more complex.
Yes.
Do you know, are you going to be using Shopify?
That's I'm trying to go. I think they have you guys have a program on that tomorrow. I'll be in there trying to figure that out. I like to use Shopify.
Yeah.
I need everything I can because this product that I have, it is a safety device to help drivers, to help tractor trailers, drivers see their brake lights and turn signals.
Okay.
And it's huge because that would mean it would be all across the United States and possibly outside the United States.
So, Winston, I would suggest, I'm just going to share my screen real quick. I would suggest going to Shopify and creating a free trial.
Can you hold on 1 second? Wait a minute. I just need to record this or I'm going to forget.
It's being recorded.
Yeah, this is
You
being
can listen
recorded.
to the recording.
Oh, okay.
And right now, I'm actually in Canva, and you could go in and type in logo
Okay.
and hit see all. If you see something you like, you can go in and just say customize this template, and you could put in your own, whatever it is, your own flair. You can change the colors, the brand. So I would suggest starting there with your logo. Like I said, there's just so many good templates in here. And as small business, go ahead.
Here's another question. They want to charge me $1,500 to put the wording in this thing in my own website that I'm already telling them what I do. So if I tell them what my company does already, I thought that AI would regenerate those words properly. And they said, well, no, we have professional writers, so we're going to charge you $15 for that. And I'm like, well, that wasn't in the beginning of the, so is there something on here as well for that?
So we do a boot camp on exactly this. So it's how to build your business from scratch with AI. And so, yeah, you take that setup document that I told you about, and then you can go through a website, GPT, content creator. We have our next boot camp starting in a few weeks, so I can get you, it's on our website. But yes, you don't have to, I wouldn't pay $1,500 to have anyone write content for my website ever again. It's something that I used to do, something that I used to sell, and now I wouldn't feel comfortable selling that because it's so easy to do with AI.
Gotcha.
And Weston, I think you said you came in late, so you'll get a recording of the workshop, and I think that Jam covered some of this at the beginning, and then you'll also have some resources from that.
Okay.
Hopefully proceed, but yeah, it's creating websites has definitely changed.
Right.
Definitely
right.
changed.
Well, thank you for that. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah. Let's see. Any others?
Anyone else with questions? There are a couple of questions now in Q&A.
Oh, okay.
Well, the first one is more a comment than a question, so I think we will skip that one.
Oh, I like this question you have here from Andrea. I don't think so. I don't think that. So the question is, are jobs like web developer, book writer, logo creators doomed to disappear? So I don't think so at all. In fact, one of my best friends owns a it's called Graphic Creative. It's a graphic design company, and she's busier than ever because people are able to use these types of tools to come to her way more educated with concepts that they like. And then, comes down to figuring out your time and where your time is best served. And so for me, even though I know how to use all of these AI tools and I can sit and create my website all day long, I don't have the time to do it. I have 4 businesses, I have 2 kids. So for me, I still would go to her and say, hey, here's a style board that I created with Midjourney. I love all this. Now show me like how you would tweak it based on your real human 20 years of experience. Another example is in our AI Club Society, we have the AI author program, and we help you create, write, and publish a 23 chapter book on your subject. And so one of our clients, he has a business that's like pharmaceutical best practices from staffing. And no offense to him, but it's not the most exciting place to spend his time writing about all of these rules and procedures that all these pharmacists have to follow. And so he was able to take a lot of their procedural documents and create kind of this checklist book for all of his clients. And he actually just sold his 100th copy this week. So yes, it's helping us author information. And yes, it's creating some really great fictional stories as well. But the way that it's going to help us get more done and see more clearly and save us time, I think is worth balancing some of the creative loss we might see. And again, you don't have to use it. So it's an option.
See, it looks like a couple of people are asking you about a LinkedIn, your LinkedIn connection, and then also your website.
Let's see. My website is jamout.ai. And the website I did show you that didn't work today was Durable. So it did work yesterday and it looked great. So try it again. Always fun doing live examples, right? Let's see, any other questions?
Have you tried Gemini? Is it better than ChatGPT for some tasks?
Let's see. Oh, yes, I've tried Gemini. I went over that in the beginning a little bit. I don't like it as much as ChatGPT for content creation, but I do like it for AI search and prospecting specifically. So use Gemini. It's a great tool. Just you have to know when you use it. If you can't find me on LinkedIn, it's because Jam is my nickname. My name is Robyn Anderson. So I'll put in my LinkedIn link, and for all of you who want to follow me, please do.
Okay, If there are any more questions, go ahead and type them in chat and Q&A. I don't know if I can dig them out of chat anymore.
Yeah. Let's see. Is there a place we could do more of an extensive training, maybe for our business? I do custom training events, and so I can either create a webinar or in-person training for you and your company. Otherwise, we have that AI Club Society, which basically everything I showed you today, we go in deep on and kind of show you how to use it from a beginner to end user standpoint.
How can AI be used for an architectural firm?
So many ways. You could use it for sales and marketing, writing emails to prospects. You can upload your own imagery into Midjourney and ask it to describe it, and it'll create some cool style boards or design concepts for you. How to use Gemini for prospecting? Great question. The example I used was my client who's in aesthetics. He has a client of his that sells red light therapy lasers, and so we use it to find the names and addresses of doctors who might be in need of that tool, and then we'll go ahead and we have a custom AI assistant created just for him, so he can just say write an email to XYZ person and help set up a meeting, and the emails come out to those people in his voice, his tone, with his next step that he's asking them to take as well. Let's see, how do you join the AI club? I have a link here I could send you. So this is a link I'll put in the chat to our AI Club Society, and we're actually relaunching a new interface tomorrow with a bunch of new content. So if you signed up for anything, you'll get an email about that tonight, I'm sure.
I think we hit the end of the questions. I really appreciate you offering this information, Jan.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
It's a lot.
And I hope everybody got a lot out of it. We will send you a link to the recording if you registered. Both attendees, and if you registered, did attend, you get the information as well. So thanks for being here. Hope everyone has a great afternoon, and take care.
Thanks, everybody. Have a great day. Bye-bye.